Yeah.
We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs.
Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? Channel 6 Media News on the network. Let's go.
Yes. What's happening?
Got my dog Zero Cool, Isaac. Tecmo CEO, Mr. Mike Harrison in the building. What you got for?
What it do?
So this just came up on my phone. George Foreman just died.
Oh, man.
At 76 years old, George Foreman just passed away. Two-time heavyweight champion, Olympic gold medalist.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to the list.
For sure, man. Oh, okay.
Yeah, R.I.P. to a boxing legend. You know, the main, one of his biggest fights, of course, was
Rumble in the Jungle.
Thriller in Manila. Yes, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, that's what it was. Rumble in the Jungle. Thriller in Manila was somebody else. Yeah, you're right. Took a long break from boxing. The followers calling in the church.
Became a minister, ordained minister.
And then made a comeback around the age of 40. Yep. Made a comeback around the age of 40 for a couple fights. That's the George Foreman, we grew up with, because we weren't living in the 70s and all that. We was around for his comeback. He went against
I had the bald head George Foreman. I had the bald head George
that's the one
Foreman.
we grew up with.
The clean cut
one. He had the and he had that sitcom around the same time with all his sons in it.
Oh yeah.
Came out with a George Foreman.
That's what I was hoping you was gonna get at right there. Because he made a killing off of that.
Well, that George Foreman grill got your boy through some tough times, boy. Before I knew how to chef something up. That was my thing in the Bears. I had a hot plate and a George Foreman grill, because he wasn't allowed to have no microwaves.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that particular one, I was it.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody either had one or currently got one.
Joker had that Joker had that heavy left hand.
He did, and he can also take some punches too.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Man, I thought you was gonna break. I thought it was gonna be some. I thought it was gonna be some sports or something for breaking news, man.
Oh, I mean, it's boxing.
I know. I know not that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's sports, but not like.
Yeah, I know. You thought it was gonna be like football or basketball or something.
Yeah.
No, man. I was like, as soon as
but you know why I figured it wasn't nothing. But I figured it wasn't nothing NFL or NBA related, for the simple fact that my ESPN or my Bleacher Report didn't go off.
That's where I got it from, Bleacher Report.
So
I figured it had to be. You probably got your boxing alerts to come on though.
I probably do. I got boxing, basketball, boxing, football, and college football and wrestling.
Yeah, I think all I got is like basketball.
My teams like yeah, man, that's crazy, man. That man was 76 years old.
That's how old my pop is, man.
Live a long, good life.
It make you think, man. Like That joke only like 30, 34 years
Long.
older than me.
He 34 years. What now?
I said he just 34
Oh,
years older.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
you look at it like that, it put you in a different perspective. Now I'm over here like, God dang, what I'm doing with my life right
yep.
now.
Because like I say, when he came back to fight, he was only 41 years old. He was basically the same age all us is now.
Yeah.
When he came back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
That's
age
was
we
wild.
is now.
That was real boxing back then.
Yeah.
I think they had lighter gloves or thinner gloves back then.
There was no damn cheating at that time. It was straight boxing.
And you fought like at least 4, 5 times a year, 6 times a year.
Straight boxing. Now these motherfuckers cheating
Yep.
their ass all left and right, man.
Well, you have it's crazy. You think back, like you had people like I think what Julio Cesar Chavez had like he was like 100 and something and wins and like 5 losses and 20 draws or something like that. I'm like, how that man had so many fights?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's how it was
And
back
then
then,
you think
man.
of
They
somebody
was
like a Floyd Mayweather who done boxed for almost 30 years, but barely got 50 fights. But he got like a 30-year boxing career because he been boxing since 1995.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
I don't even think Mike Tyson got. I don't even think he got 100 fights. Do it?
Nah.
close to it. I'm not exactly sure where, but it's you can't be too far off.
He had 60, 50 wins, 7 losses,
Well,
44 by
halfway.
knockout.
See, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy too. See,
Yeah. But yeah, I think about he did what time in prison. Then he was
Who
banned
did?
for didn't he go
yeah,
to
he did
prison?
like 4 years in jail. Mike
Yeah.
Tyson. Yeah, he
Oh,
went to jail for
Yeah.
rape for like 4
oh,
years.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. See, I thought you're
Yeah,
speaking
man.
on.
Oh no. And
Okay.
then you got to think about the time he got banned for. I mean, he might have been banned for over a year for the incident with biting
Yeah,
in the
for
ear,
Holyfield.
Oh, yeah.
the
I
Holyfield
actually watched
thing,
that. I
and
actually
then
watched that in Hinesville, I believe.
I was in Ludwig, living in the Sandhills. Where
Yeah, I watched that fight. Yeah.
I said, well, I used to live in that trailer with Club Hill. I guess what it was, Club Hill. It got turned into Club Hill or
Oh,
whatever
for
it was
real?
called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I used to live before it
Oh,
turned into the club.
you was down there in the hole for real. Pause. One way in, one way out.
Bruh, that when I first moved to, when I first started going to Ludwig. Oh no, it ain't.
Mm.
No, I'm lying. I lived there when I was still going to Tanner County. I was still going to Tanner County.
Mm.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
all
watching
good.
that fight at Dennis Murphy house, R.I.P. Next door neighbor
Oh, yeah?
out there in the country. I think that was the first weekend we moved from Jim Jones out to White Pine. I hated that shit. Boy, I did not like moving away from no doggone town. I hated that shit with a passion. I'm getting mad thinking about it now.
A lot of memories, man,
But
and
George
JJ,
Foreman
man.
though, he did take a break. Yeah, he did take a break though. He took about 10, 15 years off from boxing because he started a church and went into the ministry. And like I say, he came back up around like 1988 was his first fight, and he had a little run in the late 80s to the early 90s.
Mm.
I've been meaning to watch this movie too. I got it saved on my Roku on the watch list. I ain't never get around to watching it. I gotta get it in eventually now.
I ain't
What
even
it's
know he had a
called?
movie.
It's called Foreman, ain't it?
Yeah, it's called Big George Foreman.
Oh, okay.
All right,
never seen it
let's
before.
get into these topics right quick. Yeah, it only came out like last year. It ain't. Yeah, it's still kind of new. Came out at the beginning of last year. First topic of the night. Jameis Winston. His public campaign and the politicking paid off. He signed a 2-year deal with the New York Giants. More than likely going to be the starter, I would think, unless they drafting somebody. That's said, but until draft night, far as it goes, he's more than likely the starter till we know what happens on draft night. So, what y'all think about that?
I think I told Mike earlier, I think that's a good pickup because I think he's the best available quarterback free agent right now that's out there.
Facts.
I agree.
Outside of Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know how he gonna look. I think he'll look a lot better than he did last year with now that he's got a whole year recover from his injury. But I think Jameis Winston gonna do good in New York. I think everywhere he go, he do pretty good.
It's all about the pieces, man.
I think he'll surprise a lot of people with Malik Neighbors though, if he plays.
Oh, he gonna have fun playing with Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that.
Where's New York at?
In the draft order?
Yep.
Oh, but I thought you were talking about where's New York like.
man, come on, man. Stop that, man. Where it is as far as draft order?
They got to be
the number
top. And thing is, we just talked about that last night, but
number 6, I think,
got
right?
to be in top.
No, that's the right.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got third pick behind the Browns, ironically.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just right off the top of the head,
for the Patriots.
What you think potentially what that particular draft, what that pick is going to be now, knowing who the quarterback is?
I feel like now they're not under a lot of pressure to get a quarterback this year, especially since you can actually consider moving down in the draft a little bit.
That's what I was going to say.
Just like I say, you ain't under as much pressure as they was 24 hours ago.
And then this draft class, this quarterback class, is not really that great outside of Cam and Shador.
It's a lot of people, but it's not like heavy.
Right.
Yeah. It's a deep draft, but it ain't deep in quarterbacks. But this is a good draft class.
Mm-hmm.
But quarterback wise, nah.
Now, if you saying they're going down, the question is now, how far down?
This would be a good spot to trade back to the Raiders at number 6 and let them get a quarterback if he's still there.
That's what I was going to say. Either the Raiders or the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't go. Yeah, stay in the top 10.
But I think if I was New York, especially with all the bad publicity with the Saquon thing last year and Hard Knocks.
So you're going with the first running back available?
Oh no. What I was going to say was, with all that backlash from the Saquon issue and saying how it all played out on Hard Knocks, this would be the perfect time for them to move back a little bit, stock up on picks, solidify your O-line, fill in whatever holes you need to fill in, and then draft a need instead of BPA.
Right.
So that way, when you do draft next year for your quarterback, you already got pieces already in play.
That ain't bad. I mean, they're not in win now mode, so I guess yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because if they was in the win now mode, then they better go for it. You know what I mean with that third pick.
Yeah.
So, but that that ain't the case. So yeah, that makes sense.
And you know the thing about Jameis, he ain't never been a bad thrower. So now he on a team with competent receivers and a slightly
Re-
better offensive line.
receiver. They need to put somebody else with neighbors, man. I don't know what their numbers, what they let me pull it up. I don't know what they receiver chart looking like, bro. But they're gonna need more than just neighbors. I can tell you that
Yeah,
right
that's why I
now.
said competent. I didn't say elite. I said
Mm-hmm.
competent.
I know, I heard you. I heard you. Let's see.
But again, like I say, James Winston might make the difference
I think
between
so.
being competent to decent to elite.
We talking about the only man that threw 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, and 5,000 yards in one season.
Yeah, with Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll make it happen. And that's
He
a
can
whole
do it.
lot better than that sound to me a whole lot better than drafting a rookie that you're gonna have to teach shit from scratch. Even if it is a Cam Ward or a Shador Sanders, hope paying out, you got an NFL ready quarterback ready to go right now. And
Yep.
he ain't number 31 years old and still got his body intact. It ain't like
Yeah.
they getting a 40-year old with a bad ACL or a bad Achilles.
Right. And then I think he'll do good, especially with the weather, playing in the outside like that. And he's already done pretty decent in Cleveland in the cold weather.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that'll
So,
still translate over to New York where it's
Yeah.
cold too. So I think
hmm
he got the arm to play even in that type of environment.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. And won't be as cold in New York, well, Jersey, because I think that stadium in Cleveland is by the water,
It is
by a
Lake.
river or something like that. So you got that cold air coming in with that water.
I can't remember what it was.
And the thing about Aaron Rodgers, okay, now see, like I said, Jameis Winston was out politicking. He made it known, hey, I want to play, I want to play, I want to
Yeah.
play.
During
All
the
through media week during the Super Bowl
yeah.
when he was talking to other players, hey, tell these people, tell such and such, I'm ready to play. I want to come to the team. I want to play. So he made it known he was ready to play for another team. And you got somebody like Aaron Rodgers, cool for school, thinking people come to him. Now that's one less job he got left. And then they say when he went to Pittsburgh, nothing came out of that meeting as of right now. They say he didn't leave with a contract.
And then what's his name? Cam Hayward already called him out.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. He ain't trying to hear it, man.
So either you want to be here or you don't. You
And I'm
want to be here or you don't.
and I'm actually glad he did though, because sometimes you have to put people in their damn place, man, when they be acting the way
Yeah, you got to
they all
humble
be
them.
acting, man. Yeah, man, you got to, man.
Yeah. And this might sound a little toxic what I'm about to say, but Aaron Rodgers, dog, you basically the bad chick in high school that's past her prime. You old, ugly, and overweight. You got about 6 kids.
Got
Dog,
ran
you
through.
can't be holding out. You got to take what come along. You got to take what come along, big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
It's
he
some
trying.
bad 25. Them bad 25-year-olds getting snatched up.
He's trying to be selective, and that's what's messing him up.
You can't afford to be selective.
Yeah, I know.
Only the bad bitches can be selective.
That's it.
Excuse my
Ain't that many
language.
suitors out there.
Yeah, it's
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
he,
And then it was the reports yesterday, and I believe that's why he went on and met with the Steelers. Okay, today Friday he met with the Steelers a week that he had talked with Amazon and Fox and
oh yeah.
NBC about getting a TV job.
Oh, to be
And if he would have got a job, we would have heard about it.
talking about for
Clearly, he didn't. If he
broadcasting.
went and talked with the Steelers today.
Yeah, trying to do
Mm-hmm.
life after football.
So that tells me either the money wasn't right what he was asking for, or they just straight up turned him down.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt that. But like I was telling Mike earlier, I think,
Because you can't. It's just like. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying like I was telling Mike earlier, I don't know if I still don't know if he'll be a good fit for the Steelers because I don't think his play style fit them pretty good. He's not mobile or anything like that. And I don't think they got like the same gameplay they did when he was in Green Bay.
No, Arthur Smith got a whole different playbook.
No.
So I don't know if he'll be a good. I mean, he got Pickens, and I think he'll make Pickens better. And then he got Metcalf now, and I think he'll be able to utilize both of those dudes. But I don't know if he'll be good schematically in Pittsburgh to take him over the hump.
Matter of fact, who was they running back? Because Najee Harris ain't there no more. Am I right?
Nah, Najee gone. He went. Didn't he go to Chargers?
They wasn't gonna try to.
Yeah.
I think so. They wasn't looking to draft one. Cause I ain't heard nothing.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Not that they did that part there, as far as letting Harris go.
Yeah, because I ain't heard nothing about them landing no other running back, so they probably gonna either. And you
I haven't seen
you
anything.
can get a capable running back in the second round. You necessarily got to get one in the first.
Boy, and then if they do, I got a good person they can get because I think he'll fit perfectly in Pittsburgh.
Who?
Scatterboo.
Oh,
That boy from Arizona State.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was fit to say Genty.
Oh nah, man, Genty gonna be gone by the time they pick.
Yeah,
he'll probably be gone by the time the Steelers make a pick.
No, I think Scatterboo, whatever his name is, Scatterboy.
I know you're talking about what.
He'll be like Stone Cold on what that movie was. He was like, "I'll teach you how white man run a rock."
Longest yard.
Yeah, longest yard. That's how white man run the football. But nah, I think he'll do good because if he do, he'll open up the. I think he'll good pass catcher. He'll be able to block, run between the tackles, and be able to catch out the backfield in Pittsburgh.
I see now. I'm looking at the draft order. Pittsburgh is at number 21.
Yeah, it was in the playoffs.
So do you even think because Gentry gonna be in the top
I mean,
15?
he's projected to go to, I think, LA.
Yeah, he'll be gone by
I mean,
the time the Steelers
Vegas.
leave.
I think they're predicting him to go to.
Who's projected to go to LA?
I meant to say Vegas, the Raiders.
Gentry is?
That's what I've seen some people say.
Damn. Okay. Well,
Might as well, because it ain't like it ain't. I ain't heard nothing no more about them wanting to draft no quarterback. So
Yeah, especially because who they just signed? They just signed somebody, right?
who?
The Raiders.
Geno.
Yeah, Geno. That's what they got, Geno Smith.
Geno.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the best route to go.
Mm-hmm.
And if he did go to Vegas now that we got a quarterback.
It's NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What about it, bro?
Did you might go out? Did you might go out?
No.
Mike, it sounded like you said something, but your mic went out.
No. My question was, what about the tournament?
North Carolina got that bum ass bid that they shouldn't have got. Okay, they got in the first four. They already out because they lost to Ole Miss today.
And they played the wrong team.
But
at the wrong time.
They shouldn't have been in the first place.
Nah.
But now they basically saying the basketball selection committee is going the same way as the CFP committee in football. Instead of going out after who more deserving to be in the tournament, they going after TV ratings.
Here we go.
That's the takeaway. That's the takeaway everybody got. So now you got a team like a North Carolina or Syracuse or even a Duke. Not this year, but maybe another year from now. They ain't gotta win as much games as a Wake Forest or a Georgia or a Texas Tech or whatever. And them teams, them blue bloods still gonna find a way for them blue bloods to get in, especially in that first four. And now, from what they reporting, they trying to expand the tournament even more.
God damn! How much they trying to expand it to?
I think they trying to get 4 more games in. Add 4 more games to it.
So what are they gonna do? 128? Because it's 64 now, right?
68 games now. Or 68 teams, rather.
Yeah, 68.
Oh.
Jesus,
so it would be 70, 72?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure they can get like I say, to make sure they can get certain teams in. And on top of that, the AD for North Carolina is part of the selection committee.
I wonder how he feeling
for the tournament, but he claims that he didn't make the pick. That's what he claimed. I don't believe that though.
The pick as far as to put his school in the tournament.
Mm-hmm. A school that they know gonna draw eyeballs at that.
Uh-oh. Somebody getting the booty call.
But who do y'all got to take it? Well, I know who you got, Mike.
Come on, man. It ain't no. Hey, look, I'm chasing history. That's all I got to say.
Low key, Mike. Your team was one of them teams that got put in too.
Is that right?
But I ain't got to tell you that, do I?
Well, put it this way.
And I told you a couple shows ago, UConn was gonna need some help getting in.
This is what I can say. Here's my response. If they got thrown in there, we're not gonna do what North Carolina did and got sent home. We gonna win ours to advance. Simple as that. Plain and simple. We ain't losing. Wes.
Yeah. Well, right now, y'all playing Oklahoma. Y'all at right now.
Yeah. I saw the score. I just want to
leading
see what the
right now.
I wonder who we got. Who we got next if we win this in advance?
Worry about this game first. Come on. Worry about this game right now. Talk about who you got next.
Yeah.
You got the second half next. That's what you
got. We'll be all right. We got it. We'll be just fine, man. As long as nobody don't get hurt. We'll be just fine.
Mm.
We'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
But you say to take it all? Yeah, you already know I'm going with my boys.
So
Mm-hmm.
We'll revisit this. but from here on out, because the NCAA is now driven by money and TV ratings and stuff like that.
Sad.
You ain't got to never worry about UConn missing no tournament again. This basically like Alabama in football. So hell of high water UConn getting in that tournament.
I hear you, bro.
And it's okay, man. It's okay. Coach Hurley earned it. He earned it.
Yeah, bro.
I just asked this one thing. If y'all end up playing St. John's, please beat them, because that doggone Rick Pitino.
That joker hell, man.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
He hell. That's one thing I could. Matter of fact, what region is St. John in anyway? Excuse me.
I can pull it up.
Yes, must find that out.
HBO Max. That's why I got to get me a TV sitting in the studio. They got this thing on the Max app. They got the whole packet sitting up on the screen, and you can click on a bracket. If there's a game live, you can click on a game, and the game will play, and it changes in real time with all the scores and everything else.
Okay.
Once I put a TV in here, a little monitor, I can have something like that going.
That's what's up. They got Arkansas. Oh boy,
ain't y'all
playing
Arkansas?
Holy shit, man! They in the West.
He playing his rival.
John Calipari. Yes,
man,
indeed.
It's set up, dog.
Really? It's set up for what though?
Arkansas.
It's set up for
Calipari, his biggest for TV. He just happened to be playing his biggest rival His biggest rival since Pitino was at Kentucky and Calipari was at UMass. Since
Yes.
Pitino was at Boston and Calipari was with the Nets.
Yes.
Since Calipari was with Kentucky and Pitino was with Louisville. Come
Yeah,
on
keep it
now.
coming.
Come on
Keep
now.
it coming, bro. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Come on now. This whole this setup, dog. They got the football committee running this tournament, dog.
Yeah.
This too convenient here.
But if you look at the bigger picture in the West, who is it laid out for? Only in the West.
St.
Only in the West
John's?
bracket. So you telling me, based off of that response,
Who else?
that
Who else in that bracket other than St. John?
in the West,
Let me pull it up. Yeah.
look good, bro. No, that's the East. I need the West. Okay. Some analysts got Florida to win it all, and Florida in the West.
Yeah.
So that's one powerhouse right there. And I can't stand them. but if you're good, you're good.
Yeah, the West is yeah, like you say, Florida. The big dogs is Florida, UConn, Memphis. Damn, they lost.
Memphis.
Never mind. Damn, Penny.
Yeah, they go home.
Damn, Penny Hardaway.
Exactly.
Yeah, they lost to Colorado State by 8 points.
I know ain't nobody knocking on my door.
I wanted him to make a deep run too. I knew Memphis wasn't gonna win the tournament, but I wanted him to get a deep run because I know he low key politicking for that NBA job.
Which one?
Any job. I mean,
Oh, okay.
An NBA job.
Okay, I got you.
Nah, he ain't looking for a particular team. I'm pretty sure his dream job would probably be
Orlando.
the Grizzlies, but he ain't getting that.
You don't think it'll be Orlando?
He got a good relationship. He ain't have a good relationship with them.
Something happened in the past that I've always thought he always been on the up and up with him.
Shaq. I don't know, cause yeah, I take that back. That's Shaq. Cause remember they gave Penny the max deal and didn't give it to Shaq.
That's when Shaq went to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Penny's always I think he's always been good with Magic's organization.
But he would be a good fit. He would be a good fit with the Magic though.
Mm-hmm. I even seen
But he
I don't know how true this is, but I even seen if, and that's a big if, they were saying if Kyrie was to leave Dallas, don't be surprised if Orlando Magic be one of his teams that he looked to go to. And if he go there,
he must. Yeah, he's I can see him facilitating for Ben Carroll. Yeah,
boy,
I can see him
and that
throwing mad lobs.
and that other one, He on that team too, but he a sharpshooter. I can't call his name. That boy can throw them threes, man. What is that? His name. Excuse me. I can't call his name. Let me. I know it when I see it.
And you ain't talking about Isaac, is you?
Johnny Isaac pretty good, but no, that's not who I'm referring to. I can't pronounce that fella's name to save my life, but let's see. I know it when I see his name though. Uh, what is that guy's name?
KCP.
Oh, I already know he can ball.
KCP.
Yes. Wagner. Franz Wagner. Yeah, that boy right there.
Yeah.
That boy can let it go. You hear what I say? He can let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He can let it go. And they got a decent, and I'm looking at it now. Paulo Franz, Jalen Suggs, uh, Greg Anthony's son, Cole Anthony, Jonathan Isaac. They got here the slam dunk champion, Matt McClung, KCP.
That youth is probably what attracted them. What kind of shirt that is you got on?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, One Piece.
It looked familiar. I like because I couldn't make it out. I was trying to make it out when you stood up. I like, yo, I thought that looked familiar.
Yeah, I got that One Piece shirt on.
I might have had that shirt or something like it before. What you think about that live action?
I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. My kids liked it a lot, but I thought it was. I'm not a big One Piece guy like they is. Kids love it, but like, they all caught up on the cartoon. I mean, on the anime and everything. And I started watching One Piece a while back, but it's good. I liked it. I mean, it's intriguing.
Yeah. We didn't get to it last show, but Lex Luger got announced for the Hall of Fame.
Saw that.
So he going in. Lex Luger, of course, we know from NWA, WCW, WWF. Two-time world champion. Played for the Miami Hurricanes for college.
Damn,
Played briefly
he
with the
did.
Buffalo Bills.
He played with
Yeah.
Miami.
Played
Okay.
with Mark Ritt.
Ah, okay.
Played with the Packers. But yeah, then he transitioned to a wrestling career. Excuse me. About a 20-year career. I think his last match was like around 2005. But long overdue for him to go in. I'm pretty sure y'all seen the clips of him. He's somewhat ridden to a wheelchair now.
Mm-hmm. I see him doing the DDP yoga stuff.
Yeah.
What caused
Mark
that
Ritt,
anyway?
he had a accident on an airplane. Bumped his head, and it ended up being a neck injury. The way he described it, and he's starting to recover. Well, he done recovered all his limbs. Just like I say, he can stand up. He just can't walk long distances. But he can walk now to a certain extent. But yeah, long career was with the Horsemen, was with the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
But what's
Oh yeah.
y'all favorite memory of match of Lex Luger?
I still think he has one of my favorite finishers in wrestling.
To my the rack, torture rack,
Yeah, the torture rack.
or that elbow?
Ugh.
Oh yeah,
Nah, the
torture
torture
rack.
rack. Yeah, the torture rack. You know, I think one of my favorite match. I mean, just his battles with Stain, man. Him and Stain would. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
he.
I second that.
I mean, his WCW run obviously is a way better than his WWE run.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't even look over his WWE run as the Lex Express and the Narcissist. I was like, nah, that just he was never.
Especially the doggone narcissist.
Yeah, that joint was horrible.
If I repeat, I remember when Lex Luger debuted on WWF as the narcissist. I was at my granddad's house. If I repeat on here what my granddaddy said when he popped up on the TV with that narcissist stuff, man, our damn video get took down. Let's just say, let's just say he was a Southern man with Southern Christian values. I'm gonna put it this way: he thought that the narcissist was a real Paul's character.
Oh man.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean,
Oh man.
I wasn't a fan of it. I just thought it was more like a amped up Rick Martel, like the model
Or
Rick
Rick
Martel.
Rude.
No, the model Rick Martel, but
Yeah,
just
yeah,
amplified.
yeah.
You know,
And it was
Rick
that,
Martel. He had the little spray perfume or
yeah,
whatever that was.
the
Yeah,
arrogance pump. That's what he called it.
Jesus.
And that's the type of stuff you had to deal with when you went to the WWF in the 80s. The
and
way
then
Turner used to position they wrestlers like athletes and warriors and stuff like that, you go to the WWF and you turn into a pretty boy in a mirror or a model, and that's what he did in Lex Luger, and that's why they had to pivot to that USA. But I think my favorite match with Lex Luger, because you bring up his battles with Sting, but you know the what's so funny is that was his #1 ally throughout his career too.
Sure
But
was.
the match Luger and Sting had with the Steiner brothers against the Steiner brothers at I think Super Brawl 91. And when I say I don't see how the Sting and Luger walked away from that match, is when you look back at how the Steiners used to slam people, they was really dropping people on their head and their necks and their backs and stuff. Like you really had to work in tandem with them guys to make sure you didn't get hurt. But that's the best. Anytime the Luger and Sting went against the Steiners, it was always a good match. Them boys just clicked every time. But
yeah,
and
them two was
the
good.
other thing when he slammed Yokozuna, if Miles was on here, he say it was an arm drag.
Well,
I'm gonna call it a body slam.
no,
Speaking.
you going in and out, bro.
Hey.
It was on pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
But your audio was out before you said Halloween had. Okay, everybody back. All right, everybody back.
Good. All right, good.
All right, now when the audio went bad, y'all was talking about Halloween Havoc.
No, I was
Which
saying
match from Halloween Havoc y'all was talking about?
I said the one with him and Ron Simmons.
Lex Luger and Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. But
And that worked.
and
That was a
then
good match.
and then the infamous return to Monday Nitro while he was a day or two later after leaving Raw or whatever.
Yep, Mall of America. First episode.
Who is?
That's where it was.
What is he do?
That's what.
What is he doing
That's where
here?
that. That's where that was at.
Nobody didn't even know he was on. Yeah. That's why Mall of America, when they do that wrestling every year, that's why they call it Nitro. Because the first Nitro was at Mall of America.
Now that I did not know.
Mm-hmm. What is he
And I'm
doing
still
here?
meaning to get the one. I'm gonna get the one up there one year. I gotta go to that because I'm tired of hearing about it. People hyping it up. And every time I watch the show every year on YouTube, it be deep. That mall be deep. So I gotta get up there to get it to see that.
Some big
Like
time
Dolph
wrestling fans
Ziggler,
in the world,
Dolph
man.
Ziggler and Summer. I want to say.
So it's only three. So far, they've only announced what 3 people, right? Triple H,
Yeah,
Michelle McCool, and
they announced Demolition.
oh,
Yeah,
that
Demolition just got announced, and I thought
they
they was
should have
already in.
been. They should have been. They was one of my favorite tag teams growing. I like them more than I had like the Road Warriors.
Whoa! What?
Yeah,
For real, man?
I was a big fan of Demolition.
Demolition. Yeah, they used to call Demolition the fake Road Warriors, dog.
I know. I know, right?
The Road Warriors was my favorite tag team, man.
The reason Vince put the Road Warriors together at the time is because he couldn't afford. The reason he put Demolition together at the time is because he couldn't afford the Road Warriors from NWA. But one thing that held them up from getting in the Hall of Fame is, like I say, I thought they was in, but when I looked it up, a couple things held them up. Crush passed away, of course, Ryan Adams, and the other 2 members, they was part of that concussion lawsuit.
I'm surprised nobody's still alive though.
Concussion lawsuit?
Yeah, WWE had a concussion lawsuit just like the NFL. Yeah.
How long ago this was?
Since 2017, I think.
Got a lot of people put their name on that list.
I will imagine this already done been settled and all that now after so many years later, right?
Well, they doing a class action, so when it gets settled, everybody gonna get it at the same time. But a lot of people dropping out of the lawsuit, and I noticed everybody that gets out of the lawsuit either gets a job with WWE or they get in the Hall of Fame, one or the other. That's what I'm starting to notice. So
well.
But that's what held. That's the main thing that held them up though, was that concussion lawsuit, because I think they was the first ones. The Demolition, Raven, and somebody else. They was the first ones. Then a bunch of people jumped on and made it a class action.
That doggone Raven, that joker that had some matches in WCW, boy.
Oh.
WCW.
That match Raven had with Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh yeah.
At
Raven
Stampede.
He was always a favorite of mine. He was what's his name? Marco Polo. What they called him back in WWF? When he was the manager?
Johnny Polo. That's when
Johnny Polo
became Raven.
Yep.
Was it him and is it him and Steen that had some classic ones in WCW?
Nah. You probably getting that confused with little Vampiro and Steen. Most of Raven good matches in WCW was against Diamond Dallas Page and Goldberg.
When he went through the whole flock.
And he had some good ones with Saturn too.
Yeah, with Saturn, yep.
But yeah, I was just watching that Diamond Dallas Page Raven match. I was watching that at work the other day. Because they just launched that WCW channel on YouTube. But they just play it non-stop. Matches non-stop, 24/7. And they got the whole library up on there now too. So now I ain't gotta go through Peacock to look at it no more. I'm glad.
Oh, you remember that match? I don't know. This one you said the one with him and Benoit and DDP triple threat.
Yeah.
Who?
Raven.
Raven.
Oh, okay.
What about Raven? What about me?
Chris who?
Oh man.
I just remember
Good classic
I
matches,
don't
man.
know his name. I just know it was the third guy in the match.
The what?
What's so
Rabbit
weird?
Wolverine.
What's so weird when you watch a WCW match on YouTube or Peacock? They got his name censored out in the matches, like
Damn.
where the dialogue come in, where you supposed to hear them bring up Benoit, all the audio just go blank. But that's the iron in. Go ahead.
And that's on purpose, am I right?
Yeah. But the irony and the karma about that is Vince McMahon went through all that trouble to get the censor out Chris Benoit, and now he the one censored out.
I know, right?
Because when I played 2K24 and you going through the road WrestleMania mode, all the videos that got Vince McMahon, they got his face blurred out the game.
Damn it, man.
They got him and Brock Lesnar edited out, censored out the game. Like it's a big blur over their face and shit.
So what would y'all consider a either a requirement or prerequisite for somebody to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in WWE?
Number one, did you make money for the company? Number two, your body of work.
That's my answer. Body of work. Because the money part is going to play in that body of work as well. So body of work.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Do you think?
Because that's the thing, they use for a lot of people. Like a Hogan, for example. They was like, he got caught on tape saying what he said, but eventually they had to put him back in the Hall of Fame after he did his little rebranding and apologies. But the body of work he had, they couldn't deny it, whether you like the man or not.
But what about if they was not great wrestlers, but then became better behind the scenes?
Yeah, you got a lot.
Like,
as far as what?
Backstage, like
they helped
stories.
improve the company backstage.
Yeah, like
I mean,
stories,
yeah,
like that, like
yeah,
like Finley.
Like an
Finley to me is not that great, but not that great of a wrestler. But he had a mind for the game and put together good matches and good storylines and stuff like that.
Yeah, if that's
a lot of the people we seen during this past era, Finley either trained them up or had a hand
or William
in
Regal
training them up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. That'll help. That'll help. I mean, because that is considered a body of work.
Yep.
So yeah, it should get you in there.
People in there. There's some people in there I don't even think should have been in there, let alone never heard of them.
Yeah, like Pat Patterson. Okay, he wasn't that good of a wrestler, but he mainly in the Hall of Fame because of the contributions he did backstage. But then when you go think about the Ring Boy scandal,
oh yeah,
you got to get that motherfucker out of here. When you look that up on that documentary and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He
But he
should be in the
made the
same
Royal Rumble,
category as
man.
Chris Benoit. You shouldn't be bringing his name up.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm glad Demolition made it though. I think they been deserved it.
Yeah.
You know, even though they didn't utilize them versus Legion of Doom when they should have.
See, it's like once WWF finally did get Legion of Doom, it was like Demolition got pushed to the side. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
and they was getting hurt.
Crush and Smash wasn't even Demolition no more. They had done turned Crush into Kona Crush and turned Smash into Repo Man.
The Repo Man.
So I rock with Repo Man though.
That joke that was funny, man. Who he stole from? He did. Who he was beefing with so hard, bruh?
He had a rivalry with Bret Hart.
Was it Bret? Man, I don't remember, but I know he had a good rivalry with somebody. He was just robbing and stealing and all that stuff, making them little vignettes back in the days that they used to do.
I have a question, man. Just tell me what y'all think about this wrestler here, the Great Muta.
Oh yeah, man.
Man,
He'll win in the Hall of Fame in 2021, I think. But yeah,
that joker had some bad. That joker had some matches. When I said that joker had some matches in WCW,
I used to love watching him come with him and I ain't gonna lie, but I want to say it was either him and Sting,
yeah,
or him and
Flair.
Boy, them two them Muta and Sting and Muta and Flair.
Yo, he was the reason I would go and get Kool-Aid and go outside the yard and do the little thing to spit out all the Kool-Aid.
That joker there, man.
I'd be like, spit it all
I used to love.
Shoot, I used to do that cartwheel back elbow. I used to do that.
I was about to say that too. That
was my favorite. I used to love watching the Great Muta, man. Good ass matches, boy.
Muta had a good ass match against Sting, and Muta and Sting, they had a good match together against the Steiner brothers again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all catch Scott Steiner's interview with Van Fleet or Van Fleet or whatever his name?
Yeah.
That joke, yeah. And me laughing, bro. He said F Hulk Hogan.
With Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Van Vliet. Yeah, I watched it. And he was talking
Scott Steiner. You said Scott Steiner?
Shit, that whole interview.
Yeah, Scott Steiner.
And he said, fuck Hulk Hogan?
Yo.
Yeah.
Too much politics.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, I believe him when he say he the first one to do the Hurricane Rana, to do Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Now, that I do believe.
Then he talked about his son, and he talked about Brock, whatever name. What's his name? Brock Bronson, Broner, whatever name is now.
Who? His son?
Well, his son and his nephew.
Oh.
Rick's son. What's his name? Where he go by?
I don't know.
Yeah, he got a son. He got two sons, actually. He got one son.
I thought one of them bald.
Yeah, he got with Virginia Tech and another one at Jackson.
Okay.
I think the one that played Jacksonville State is bald. Got the bald head.
Yeah, he the one that got the NIL deal with WWE.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but that was a
So
good interview, man.
how long was it?
About an hour, a little bit over an hour. He be talking about he still be living the nightlife.
I bet. I bet. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
They got darn Scott.
I remember. I thought he was
Y'all hear that?
nah.
Now we don't hear
talking to him.
anything.
So
Oh,
which
there you go.
Oh,
kind of
okay.
pissed
There it
you know,
is.
it pissed me off, but you can
Hold on.
overcome wins and losses.
It's on the screen.
You know, people can see your personality,
Nah.
Nah,
what you
we
do
hear him talking though.
on camera. Wins and losses, you can overcome them. But for another wrestler to tell when another wrestler decides he can decide who wins is bullshit.
Why do you think he did that?
He's a motherfucker. There's no other way you can say it. You know, he's a piece of
Damn.
shit.
Damn.
Like we did a Nitro and
Yeah. You talking
Buffalo.
about Hogan right now?
And I
Damn, he's damn
knew
sure
who I had
going
to
in,
wrestle,
bro.
per se. But I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. We had to wait till Hogan got to the building and say, clear it. Yeah, you can.
He'll be back.
Yeah, but pretty much he was just talking about how Hogan would show up at the like 10 minutes before the match and be like, all right, let's run it. Let's do the match. And, you know, or, you know, pretty much just be like, yeah, I'm going to win the match pretty much. If he ain't like how it was supposed to go, he'll change it. Typical Hogan stuff.
That son of a bitch had that kind of power in wrestling.
When you was the golden goose, man.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I hate to say it now, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, back then, I was out there. Back then, that red and yellow couldn't tell me nothing. Now I was an adult. That sorry trash joker there.
For me, man, back then it was Sting and Sting, Muda, and the Four Horsemen, man.
Oh, for WCW.
Yeah, man. And of course, Ric Flair, of course. You know what I'm saying? Ric Flair had his Ric Flair had his way with the microphone, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I never really wasn't too really big on Hulk like that, bro. To be honest with you, man. I ain't gonna lie. I what
when he do that little shaking the head, like no.
And also remember this tag team, the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh yeah, the original Mark and Morty or whatever the name was.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty, I think it is.
No, that's not the original Rock and Roll.
I mean,
the Rockers. You talking about the Rockers?
No, the name of the group is Rock and Roll. Is the Rock and Roll Express?
Well, I don't know because I get them confused. Because you got the Rock and Roll Express, you got the Midnight Express, then you got another one.
Unless they changed the name, but I know Express was a part of it.
Oh yeah. The Rock and Roll Express. I think that was Morty and somebody.
Long.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Jim Cornette brought them boys. No.
Yeah.
Jim Cornette had the Midnight Express, I think.
He did.
And the Rock and Roll
Express.
Did he?
Bobby and Dennis Condrey.
Yeah. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. That's who it was.
Robert Gibson?
Yeah, that's the Rock and Roll Express.
That's the Rock and Roll Express.
Okay.
And then you had the Midnight Express. Which was
yeah. Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey, wasn't it?
Yeah, Bobby Eaton, yeah. And Jim Cornette.
Oh well, how can I not mention I did say Sting. Well, when it comes to Sting, those late 80s, early 90s, but also fast forward, kind of when he was kind of like the lone wolf, but primarily when he would start coming from the Raptors, coming from the ceiling. which was late 90s, then kind of like the 95, 96, especially when it led up to that legendary match in Starrcade with him and Hulk Hogan. You saw that match?
You talking about Sting?
Yeah, it was for the title.
About Starrcade '97.
Starrcade 97.
Yeah, Bret Hart had to
Yeah,
come in at the end and save the match.
he did.
Yeah, he was a referee, wasn't
Yeah,
he? Or
yeah,
he came in, or did he come
yeah.
in
Nick Patrick did a fast count, and they were trying to call
Oh
it.
yeah.
And
That
Bret Hart
little
came
slick.
in because he was already a referee that night. And
Mm-hmm.
and he punched out Nick
And
Patrick and took over the
that's a
match, and that's when
and Nick
Sting put him in the death lock.
and Nick Patrick is a slick bastard, boy.
Because remember earlier that night, Bret Hart was a referee because he refereed that Larry Zbyszko Eric Bischoff match, and that's how he ended up being a referee that night.
Hey, didn't Sting Hulk Hogan had a signed contracts for that match?
Showed it on TNT.
Okay.
They interrupted. Mind you, this wasn't on Nitro. It was either like a movie or an NBA game on or something. And they went to commercial break and they showed the contract sign. They ain't never done nothing like that before. Ain't never done it again.
Wow.
That was just one of the, if not the, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, that's probably the biggest match in WCW history, man.
Well, Sting and Hogan?
It's the biggest match. Not the best match, but it is the biggest match.
Okay.
I don't know, man, because I mean Goldberg and Hogan was big too, and that was just on a Nitro. They ain't even put that on a big deal. Yep. That was, I mean,
what was his record at that time when he fought Hogan? But I know he was still undefeated.
He was in the hundreds by then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but it was definitely in the hundreds.
Yeah, I mean that was big. I mean they had everybody in the state in the Georgia Dome.
And they put that match out a week's notice and still sold out the Georgia Dome.
Mm-hmm. All because Eric Bischoff wanted to beat Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason he put it on Raw. But you know what though? That's one thing I do miss about old wrestling back in the day. Like right now, you can get you don't really get title changes on TV no more. You know, and not only that, but back then, like when you got two big wrestlers, like you know, the build up, man, like the build up now is like you could have a Seth Rollins and Finn Balor fight right now, but you know, it ain't as big as it should be. It's just like another.
Yeah, ain't no stakes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then they have the repeat, and then they'll do another one and another one and another one, and it's like they have 5 matches, then they have a pay-per-view, and it's like, well, you done seen this thing like 10 times in a row.
Yeah, done burnt out the crowd, done burnt out the viewers.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta keep them fresh, man.
Mm-hmm. You gotta think, example like Sting and Ric Flair. That rivalry was like from 88 when he went against when Sting and Flair did a Clash of the Champions. From when Sting finally beat him at Great American Bash 1990. That rivalry was almost 2 years and some change, and they only had 3 matches altogether. That's how much they drug it out. Because what helped drag it out was when Sting joined the Four Horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
So between that rivalry, they had squashed it for a little bit because Sting had joined the Horsemen. And then that nasty ass Arn and not Arn. What's the other Anderson? Ole.
Oh,
Ole Anderson.
Yeah, was like, yeah, you got to give up your title shot, or we're gonna kick you out the horseman. Steen wouldn't give up the shot, and that's what kicked the beef right back off again. They jumped him because he wouldn't give that title shot up.
Them foes, baby, them foes.
Boy, hey,
I still think that's one of the greatest factions ever.
Hey, it's up there, man. Top five.
They didn't grow them until they got older, dog. Because as a G, all I seen them as a bunch of white boys jumping motherfuckers, dog.
Bruh.
But when I got older, the jokers grew on me, especially the version with Benoit, Brian Pillman.
They got them flying. They got them flying Brian.
Only man to pull out a real gun on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I can't. How long ago that was?
About 29 years. They happened in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold broke into his house. He bust down. Stone Cold bust down that door, and Pillman had that 9. had that
was
9
that
ready in the screen?
Was that during a live Raw?
Yeah, that was during Raw.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
And then when he was in WCW, but he was out there calling out everybody in the back. The pen rider coming out there with the pencil in the script.
Mm-hmm. Telling everybody it was fake on TV, pretty much. Telling people that Kevin Sullivan wrote the script.
Yep. Jugger ain't kill.
But yeah, Arn Anderson got this one promo. I done repeated it 100 times. I think that's gonna be one of the next intro to the show. But he got this one promo that say, "We ain't nice guys and we don't wear white on the road.
We ain't nice guys, but we gonna what now?"
I think that's my favorite.
Bro, you went out. Say that again.
But yeah, I said, like I said, them boys grew on me at the end. Arn Anderson had this one promo that went. You done heard me say it before, where he goes, we don't wear white hats and we ain't nice guys."
I got you.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I think my favorite horseman was I always like Arn Anderson. Always been one of my favorite wrestlers growing up.
I was saying from
that joker, that was one of the best technical wrestlers in the game, bro. Like, you want to wrestle somebody, and that he had that nasty spine buster. Well, that spine buster was so nasty.
Boy, he would catch your ass slipping.
Boy, that joker had that thing to a T.
And of course that DDT. Don't let him catch a slip.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over.
And them left knuckles, he'll get that knuckle and then put the finger out like that right there.
Those days were the best, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I actually when you get drawn to it, when you like, dang, I can't. You get that remote, be like, dang, you're ready to turn to that TV. When it's what time used to come on Saturdays? It's like noon,
6. Well, Worldwide used to come on at 12 noon, and Saturday night used to come on around 6.
Boy, I used to had a remote ready.
That was the TV. Move. That was the move. You wasn't outside. You get you that college football game in.
Mhm.
And between them college football games, you get your wrestling.
Man,
That was the move. But yeah, Arn
But
Anderson, he was like if I can make a NBA comparison, he was like that.
Tim Duncan.
He was a facilitator. The way he used to run them matches and be a ring general.
Oh yeah, yeah. I get that part. Yeah. But to me, he was just all fundamentals, though. He was just
Mm-hmm.
yeah, oh for sure.
all
Him versus Benoit. Who was the most technical?
I still give it to Arn Anderson. I think Benoit had more power, though. I think Benoit was
I gotta
just
go with Benoit.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna lean toward. I mean, both of them is right up there, man. I mean, technically sound. I mean, you can't get no better than them two.
But
I
like
mean,
I
them.
don't know. You can't leave
ring
out Dean
general though,
Malenko.
that was Arn.
Oh yeah, but you can't leave out Dean Malenko for technical wrestling either, bro.
Oh my boy, that joker was surgical.
Man of 1,000. Yeah, 1,001 holds.
He was a bad boy, man.
Surgical. And what
And
number?
he was
And
part.
what number? Like 5'6".
He was part of the Horsemen too, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. He was like one of the last, the last version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
With
Yeah, he was in it.
Mongo McMichael and all them jokers.
Yeah, it was Benoit, Mongo, and Flair. And they tried to give that other spot to Jeff Jarrett when Arn Anderson got hurt. That didn't work out. They tried to give it to Mr. Perfect, but he turned on them at War Games when he joined the Horsemen. When he slammed that cage door on Ric Flair's face.
Ouch! Ouch!
That's another one of my favorite wrestlers, man.
Ouch!
You know, I think when I look back now, when I look at like if I wanted to see real wrestling, Mr. Perfect, Malenko, Arn Anderson, them type of wrestlers was my favorite,
Yep,
bro.
ring generals.
Them jokers there, they can sell,
William
they can
Regal.
work. Yeah, William Regal. He was just
And that was a
Generals,
shit.
dog.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it, because I was
a dirty joker though. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
And them ugly European uppercuts. Them ugly European uppercuts. I hate them things, boy.
He was he was technical too.
I said it one of the first times we recorded. I couldn't stand them back then, but you watch it now with a student's eye,
Mm-hmm.
and just watching it for substance. Like that man was cooking, dog.
Yeah, he was.
That man was cooking, like cooking.
Hey man, when you good, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Cannot take nothing away, man. Even though we might have disliked him, during that time. But hey, when you good,
Yeah, back then, I was not a fan of him at all. He was just a boring wrestler. But like you said, when you grow up and you actually look at the wrestling like how it's supposed to be watched, and look at the art that it is, it's like, man, there it is. It was like that with a canvas, but just paint.
That same thing, Triple H. I couldn't stand him. and mind you, when Triple H was in WCW, he used to do backflips, moonsaults, used to do elbows off the top rope and all. But he got to the WWF and started doing that. What's the word? Methodical.
Mm-hmm.
That methodical pace, that fundamental pace. Like I say, you watch him with a student with a student's eye now. He was cooking too.
Yep.
I watched one Triple H match. I forgot who he was going against, where he beat up somebody limb on each limb on somebody's body, and by the time it was time for old boy to come back, he couldn't come back because Hunter had done stomped on the leg, on both legs, had done stomping on both arms the whole match, done
Oh,
slammed it
boy.
into a guardrail and all this. So when dude tried to come back, couldn't do it because you done told the story, you done pounded on this man body parts, each body part the whole match. So to
Mhm.
set it up at the end, he couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy there.
He
Oh,
running the company.
you also can't forget
Yeah.
can't forget one of the main men back in the days too, Ricky Steamboat. That joker there could throw.
Oh,
That was another
Ricky,
good rap.
the first time I ever saw wrestling on TV, it was a Ricky Steamboat promo. That's how far back I can remember. The very first wrestling I ever seen. Period. It was NWA wrestling, staying in Jim Jones projects.
Yes,
I
sir.
was, I was up late at night for some reason. I had to be about 4 or 5 years old. But that's the first wrestling I ever seen. It was Ricky Steamboat on the screen doing a promo on Ric Flair.
No one did
I think I
a
seen that
better
Chi-Town Rumble
promo.
a couple months later.
Ric Flair was a king of the microphone, man. Back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That joker there, man. Yeah, I mean, you know the saying, because boy, we all know how great that line is. Because here we have rappers use it. People, today's generation still, yeah,
Mm.
you know what I mean. So I mean that just goes to show you how significant just certain things that he did, how it still lives on to this day, man. This, we talking about decades and decades and decades of just that one line.
Mm.
You know
Yeah, I
what I
mean,
mean?
I
So
think back then, there wasn't that back then. It wasn't that many great talkers on the mic like that. You had a
nah,
few, but I mean, obviously Ric Flair, Dusty
he cared.
Rhodes.
Yeah, yeah.
Who else was
Back then, if you're talking about mic presence, oh man,
Roddy Piper.
Oh, right, yeah, that joker there was a nut.
mm,
Because see, back then, a lot of wrestlers had managers.
Mm-hmm.
And nine
You could
times out
talk
of
to him.
10, if a wrestler had a manager, it was because they couldn't talk. So you'll have a Jim Cornette or a Bobby Heenan or a J.J. Dillon doing all the talking for him.
Yeah. Darren Jake the Snake. That joker was bad on the mic.
Oh, yeah. I can tell you more of his promos than I can his matches. And never raised his voice. Never
Always
raised his
whisper.
voice, never screamed.
Mm.
That's what made that Joker so scary.
Yep, with his little beady eyes.
and what he always had in them damn bags.
Mm-hmm.
Shit,
It wasn't
that joke
Damien.
used
Damien, what's his name? Damien.
some either way.
Yeah, he had
Big
one called
MFers, boy.
Damien, had one called Revelation, and I think he had
Shoot.
one called Simon. Basically, all his names was out the Bible. All the snakes' names was named after either a person or a chapter in the Bible.
Mm.
Lucifer had a snake called Lucifer.
And then Ted
Yep.
DiBiase. That was another good joke on the microphone.
Boy, that's some
Forgot
funny
about
stuff. Boy, I watched them clips
forgot
sometime
about him.
where he had the money and he'll call the kid in the ring. It was that one where he called a little black boy in the ring to bounce the basketball for $100 and he kicked the
And then,
ball out the boy's hand.
that was another dirty joke of them. Boy, I tell you. That you could put you to sleep, then put $100 bill in your mouth.
Shoot, I
That's
seen
wrong,
him.
man.
Done seen him twice. He came to Statesboro to they had like a wrestling show outside of the Rhines in Statesboro. They ain't got no Rhines there no more. It's an old time.
How long ago this was?
Shoot, it's been about 10 years now. But it was him and Tito Santana. Tito Santana was a special referee. And Ted DiBiase, he gave about a 15-minute sermon halfway through the show. But yeah, that was good. That was good. He done. I think he came one time to either Reesville.
Oh man,
It was either Reesville or Smiths. He came there one time with the prison ministry too. But yeah, I seen him. Yeah, when he came to Statesboro, done been out here preaching.
Was you with when me and Miles was hanging with JT now? You remember when Savannah was I don't know when was the last time that
the one time I went with y'all, I didn't go with y'all when y'all went with JT. I think the day that we went, I had Marcus Jr. with me. He probably wasn't number like 2 years old. He might not even been 2. Because Nicole, his mama was mad that I took him. But anyway, it was me, Marcus Jr. and Miles, and you and Jamie. I think y'all rode with Vic and his Nicole, right? Because did Vic, Nicole, and Joshin went too?
I believe so, man. I believe so. Yeah. Boy, we had some times in Savannah, boy, because WWE didn't mind coming to Chatham County, boy. Whew. They for real, folk. Boy, Savannah was that spot, man. As far as in Georgia, of course, Atlanta and sometimes Macon, but Savannah was the spot, man.
Yeah,
for real,
man. That was crazy. And then one more person though, Rick Rude.
Man, I done been getting back familiar with him. I've been doing deep dives on his matches and his promos.
Them promos was
Rick Rude was hurting people for real, man. Like you watch some of his matches, and then when you look at like the I think it was a Dark Side of the Ring episode or something, and they said like he could mess people up for real. Like he was like legit, like he wasn't no TV gangster. Like he could hurt people for real in real life.
Oh, that's what they said about him.
Yeah, Ric Flair told this story. Matter of fact, he said this happened in Savannah. Said Ultimate Warrior was hitting Rick Rude too hard in matches, like throwing like for real punches. You supposed to be punching them. You supposed to be pulling back so you don't land for real. So you don't land the fist for real. And they say Warrior was hitting them for real. And say Rick Rude like, okay, I got you later on. Said I forgot what he said. If he was either at the Civic Center or the airport or something. Say Rick Rude choked or beat him up, choked him out.
Oh, I think I seen that. Yeah, I think I seen that. So did. Hey, that joker had all the women's coming in. He didn't care if they were married or not. You coming in this ring, you won't get
talking about that rude awakening dance.
Not only that, but he was slobbering him down. And then slobbering him down.
Boy, that dude had it. That boy, he had it going
down,
on, boy.
Whew. And then have him laying on the middle of the ring like they passed out.
Ravishing Rick Rude, boy. He had it going on, man.
And then he put them jokers' faces on his butt.
Yeah, he had Jake the Snake wife spray painted on his trunks. Because that was the whole point of that little feud.
Yo.
Because remember at the end of the feud, Jake the Snake strip him naked at the end and rip the trunks off, and they had him blurred out on the screen. Because he had Jake the Snake wife face on the trunks on the crotch part in the front.
And then he had somebody else on the cheek, and then he had his face on the other cheek, and they would squeeze the cheek to make him kiss. Some crazy junk like that.
Yeah. You know, a rapper just copied that not too long ago. Copied that Rick Rude.
For real?
Who?
Cameron. Cameron was beefing with Melissa Ford. But it sounded like he was beefing with everybody on that Joe Budden show. But he was mainly beefing with Melissa Ford, and he showed up on TV on a red carpet. He got a pair of jeans on, and he got Melissa Ford face on the front part of the jeans where the crotch is, where the zipper is, where her mouth was at. He had the zipper. Yeah.
Damn it, man.
Bruh, I'm telling you, man, they don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't, man. Not anymore. Not anymore.
I'm going to send y'all them pages.
And then, I mean, even now, like, the promos ain't that great today.
Because everybody want to sound like somebody else. They don't want to be original.
And that lies a problem, man. It won't even be close, man. Today is gonna have to get tape of back then to see how it really was, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have to sit down and take notes, homework assignment.
But that's the problem is they take the notes, but instead of putting their own spin on it, they just straight up try to copy what they heard instead of putting a spin on it.
Just replace names.
Like a LA Knight. All his promos, he sound like either Stone Cold or The Rock.
Like the only people that I like now that would use the mic at all, that I could just be like, yo, that's how it's supposed to be, was Bray Wyatt,
Yep.
and The Miz. And that's because he's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Cause see, Bray Wyatt, he had said that he used to study. Matter of fact, he said he used to study Jake the Snake promos and Waylon Mercy promos. But you notice he put his own spin on it. He don't sound he didn't sound exactly like them when he talked. So that's why it came off original.
Yep.
Yeah, I just saw the picture, bro.
Yeah, that joke was funny. What you think about Michael Hayes back then?
Say that name again.
Michael Hayes, Fabulous Freebirds. Man, you know Michael Hayes.
Confederate flag, dog.
I remember the name, man.
Bad Street, Atlanta, GA.
It's just been too long, man.
Yeah, Michael Hayes, he was wild. He was a wild one too.
You know when Michael Hayes was washed though, for real. Remember when the Hardy Boys first came to the WWF and he was their manager?
Yeah.
And instead of coming out dressing up like Michael Hayes, he came out dressed up like the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, with the little see-through shirts and everything. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Like, man, get your old ass out of here, dog. Go on backstage.
He's still trying to live in the limelight.
It's over.
Yeah. And then they ended up turning on him.
Yeah. And going with Gangrel.
Yep. to form the new brood or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they was beefing with Edge and Christian.
Yeah. Well, we did about an hour, 45 minutes.
Excuse me. Holy shit.
Talked about NCAA tournament, how they just put Mike UConn team in when it didn't deserve coming soon.
Mo show for sure.
Channel 6, we out.
You can be anything you want to be. Remember, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't do the right thing, then nothing happens. But when you do right, guess what? Good things happen.